one girl, one green bus, and 2 geckos. What could go wrong? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you watch me slowly drive up in my brand new green bus, I just thought I'd explain this video a little bit. Essentially, it is the last few days before I left and the first couple days on the road, split into silly, kind of funny little segments based on what happened in each of those significant moments. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it. This is a funny clip that my dad took. I didn't even know he was recording at the time, but just wait till I pull in the driveway and listen to what he says, because yeah, it made me laugh for sure. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you do, and subscribe if you feel like it. I hope to see you sticking around, and I guess I'll see you down the road.
Hey, I love your bus. What do you do for me?
I just wanted to film this because I seriously had the most wonderful and amazing interaction. I was getting the bus appraised this morning, and it is so true that people walk into your life for some reason, here or there, I guess. And the woman who came and did the appraisal, she was so sweet. Really excited and into environmental science and the tiny home movement from her daughter, who also wants to do something along these lines. So we had just a fantastic chat. She was so sweet, and I just wanted to say like a huge thank you and just a big reminder that sometimes even from kind of random events, people walk into your life that truly, like, that whole experience just made my day and my week. And thank you so much. And I guess if you're watching now, thank you so much, Rebecca and Grace. Honestly, both of you, I hope to meet sometime very soon again. Thank you for everything. And yeah, it's just, you really made my day, maybe even my week. So thank you. Oh. Holy poop. Today was stressful. Oh my gosh, so much happened today. I don't even know. So many like emotionally draining things happened today. It's like just overwhelming, honestly. But anyways, the updates that I do have are kind of good, so I guess I should do like a full update. The bus is back home, obviously. Probably the last thing, or one of the last things you're gonna see, is it leaving, being towed to the shop. The guys there were all so nice. I was so nervous because that's like a very hit or miss situation, especially when like my bus had to go there not insured and not registered. So, and it's like my house. It was the first time that it was gonna move. So yeah, I was terrified, but it did get there well. All the guys at the shop were really nice. I went to pick it up and they were like, this is so cool. I was like, you guys can see inside. Like, first thing to note, like, please just be careful. There's solar panels on the roof. Like, I converted it into a house, so please just, you know, be careful. And I was like showing them all inside, and they're like, oh, I have my boots on. I was like, that's okay. Like, come on in. So that was really nice. And then, yeah, but then after that, it's back. It's safetied. Yay. And it's driving really well. I've driven it a couple times now, which is great. The outside is painted, so now we live in a green bus, which is really exciting. Green's been my favorite color for forever, so of course it just had to be green. Like, there's no way I was gonna live in a school bus and like it wasn't going to be bright green. You know what I mean? It just had to happen. So that's that. Today, literally like a few minutes ago, I just confirmed an insurance policy that I want to go through, which is so exciting. Guys, I've been searching for insurance for months because obviously, I don't know if you know this, but so I'm in Ontario right now. It is quite literally known to be one of the absolute worst places to insure this type of vehicle, which is honestly terrible. Obviously, I knew it before I even bought the bus, but it was one of those things where I was like, it's just gonna have to work. So I ended up confirming a policy just now, so hopefully that goes through, and that's super exciting. I also connected most of my electrical system. Some of it is not connected still, which is a bit annoying, but it works. I'm getting power from the sun and it's powering all of my things, which is wild. I actually did it right and it works, so that is like crazy exciting. There's still stuff that I'm like kind of waiting on to get fixed. Blew a fuse, which honestly should be fine. I was having problems with my water pump anyways. Just kind of, you know, all these things. Like, it's like the final stretches to like actually making this a functional living space and then hopefully getting out of the driveway. So yeah, a bunch of things kind of came together today that were, it's just so stressful when it's been like pent up for so long, you know? But anyway, a few things came together today, which is good. I now need to very quickly run to the MTO to try and register this bus and pray that they let me register it properly and as an RV and don't give me too much trouble. I have all my documents, I think all the paperwork that I can possibly have in order, so I just hope I find someone nice, basically, is the conclusion of that. But yeah, otherwise I think those are kind of my updates. I'm pretty excited. My batteries are charging, well, one of them is. My fridge is currently running. I tested my propane stove, which works. The oven part wasn't lighting, which is concerning, but hopefully the company will get back to me about that and it will be okay. There's too many things to stress about at once to kind of think about everything all together, because then you just end up getting so overwhelmed. So I am excited for hopefully one day soon to be on the road. And yes, I know I'm gonna have a whole host of other challenges, definitely, but honestly, it's just been so much thinking and planning and so much like stress the past year and a half that I'm kind of hoping I get a break when I leave, at least in some ways. So yeah, I don't know, guys. Let's hope it works. I mean, the whole thing has mostly worked till this point, and I can almost pretty much say I did it. I'm just like waiting for that final like release to say like I did it, like that first like night at the campsite. Sure, everything's gonna go wrong, everything's gonna break, whatever. But just to be like, oh my god, I actually did it, you know? And it's the waiting for that is kind of getting to me. But I can see my dog from inside the house staring at me, wanting me to come back inside. So I think it's time to wrap this up. I hope you guys are doing well. Okay, Elball, I'm coming. I'm so exhausted. Good morning. So, pretty much, I think I'm leaving next week, which is really exciting. I'm kind of not really telling anyone because I don't want it to be a big like leaving thing if like I need to come back a couple times and stuff. So yeah, but I think I'm leaving next week, which is really cool. Where am I going? Time will tell. So this week has been a really big push to get everything like ready. And so I've been working for about an hour to an hour and a half before work every single day, and then probably 2 hours after work and a little bit during the day here and there when I can. And yeah, mostly we're just trying to get stuff like tested, like all the electrical components actually put together and set up. Yesterday is the first day that I connected everything from my electrical system. I've been running parts here and there, but That was the first time that I had all the components actually connect to everything, and there's definitely a few things that still need troubleshooting, essentially. Multiple things actually, but for the majority of things, like, everything has honestly held up decently well. And yeah, I'm excited because I found this quote I think that I kind of keep reminding myself of, which is, I live this way or like this because it gives me all the right kind of problems. And I think that's kind of what I'm gonna be thinking about as I go into my first week. Like, nothing's going to be perfect by the time I leave, but at some point, like, I'm gonna need to leave. And so I think, yeah, everything will be ready enough next week that I actually can do that. And sure, there's gonna be problems, nothing's gonna be perfect, but I'm pretty excited. I think it'll be enough to be livable. And like, just to remind you too, like, I am continuing to work my full-time job. As of right now, I'm not taking like a time off to like start this trip or anything. I can take days off here and there. It's not super, you know, a super big deal, but I do need everything to be functioning enough that I can actually like work my full day, obviously, and kind of have places to go. Question mark on that one, but I'm sure we'll figure it out. So there's really only a couple things left to do, and then I think I'm taking you on like my first few days of bus life. Oh my god, this is so crazy. I don't even know what's going on. This is supposed to be my first time driving the bus. I've driven it once alone before, but I had like my dad following me when I was bringing it home from the shop, and it wasn't plated. But this is my first time actually driving it like alone. I've driven it with people in the back at this point. But this is my first day going to try and get gas for the first time, taking it on the highway for the first time, and testing all of the stuff that I don't really know where everything is, like cruise control. And yeah, I basically just need to drive it for a bit to get the kilometers up, because I need to take it back to the shop to get the wheels retorqued once it hits like a certain kilometer distance. And I need to do that so that I can leave next week. So I also need to practice parking, and especially backing in, and just figuring out how big this vehicle is and what the heck I'm doing. So let's go. This is really fun, but also kind of scary. But I'm getting some good looks from people so far, since this is a bright green bus driving through the city. So that's kind of fun. It honestly handles pretty well, and I do like driving something like this over, like, I've driven the extended vans and stuff before. I found those way harder to kind of maneuver. This one, for some reason, like, I think it's because it's like a box shape, that basically, like, it seems more proportional to me. So where I just think my wheels are, when I look in my mirrors and confirm they actually are where I think they are, which is good. So yeah, I don't know, for some reason I feel like it might be a little bit easier to maneuver, but of course it's still big and it is going to take some adjustment, so it is a little bit scary, but we're okay. We're approaching the gas station that I think I'm going to, though, and that I am nervous for. Okay, I'm gonna real quick thank my driving lessons in Canada for a second, because everything's honestly been going fine, but we're getting up to speed at this point now, like about to go on the highway, and a light changed really quickly that I like was not prepared for. So it was the first time I've really like tested slammed on the brakes. It was fine, like I definitely had enough room. If I didn't, I know I would just go through the intersection and like put on my horn, and that's okay. But it just kind of like caught me off, so I slammed on my brakes really hard. But thank you to Canada Driving, because I basically just used all of my like instinctive reflexes about driving on ice or in snow. I have slid around quite a bit in a couple vehicles now in ice and snow. A couple where they just like didn't have snow tires on them yet, and it was like a freak blizzard and just stuff like that. And so immediately, like as I was doing it, I did like a little dancey dance because there was no one in the right-hand lane, and that's happened to me in snow before, where I couldn't stop going through an intersection and literally just skidded the car and turned right around into like the next lane to turn. And that's completely happened before, and I fishtailed out, and like the bus driver was watching me and like was like, good job, like when that happened last time. that was in a car, like a different experience, but this is the first time that I've slammed on my brakes, and I'm thankful for that was like my first instinct reaction, that I like knew how to do that. I didn't have to. It stopped fine in time, and everything looks okay. Nothing's smoking. We smell okay. Nothing came crashing down, so we're doing definitely fine. But I just want to thank that like instinct and reflex to know that like those were my out options, and the only reason I know that was because of driving in ice and snow. So but I'm singing Taylor Swift, You Need to Calm Down on repeat, because that's what I'm telling my brain, and it gets me through little periods when I'm like extremely anxious. And singing while driving also really helps. Like, it just helps my brain calm down a little bit when I'm like nervous or like needing to concentrate. Yeah. So I'm currently under my sink replacing my water pump. I don't think the one that I got originally is actually broken. Oh, here, it's right here. It's fine. I think it was just kind of cheap, so it wasn't recognizing very well when the faucet was turned on and off, so it was having trouble by just like running when the faucet was turned off and then just like not shutting itself off. So that was kind of a mistake, but whatever. I ended up splurging and getting this expensive one, which hopefully should work, because not having running water isn't the biggest deal, honestly. Like, I think I could make that work for a couple days. There's a couple things actually that I don't have. Like, I do have all my cooking facilities are working. Like, my fridge and my oven, my stove and stuff are all good. The heater, we're almost there. It's a little bit tricky. We're almost there, I think. Most of the electrical components are working. One problem is that my inverter is not working, so I've had to buy like a couple backups because I really want to leave this week, and I still have my full-time job to work, so I need like a couple basically backup or other strategies just to like get power in here, which is fine, until I can end up fixing. I think that like the inverter is working, but there's no power getting to the breaker, and I honestly just can't figure out why. And this is also my first time like trying to diagnose problems or like understand why things would work and why things don't work. So yeah, it's a little bit scary, because obviously I installed everything, and I mean I built this entire thing by myself, but trying to diagnose problems or like understand how things work is kind of the next challenging piece. So needless to say, I got a new water pump. The problem is this one is so much bigger and heavier than this little one. I don't need this much flow. Like, I was hoping to have one that was smaller to have just like a lower flow, but anyway, I'm hoping that this will be supported okay, because it is way heavier than I was expecting. But I think the wire size should match my old one, so that's a positive. There's been many times in this whole process where it just gets to a point where I'm so, I don't know, overwhelmed or just stressed out that I just want to say, like, can someone please just help me? And then there's no one that can. And I'm feeling that way right about now. It's not one of the worst feelings, but you just like start to cry, because I won't like full on cry, but my eyes will just water up, and I just want to say, like, can someone just please help me? Like, can someone just figure this out for me? Because I don't want to keep doing this. I do, obviously. I know this is all part of it, but there's so many things where I just want to go to somebody or have somebody to be like, please help me. And then you just keep getting reminded that you don't have that, and you still have to figure out everything by yourself, and you still have to talk to people that you don't want to, and you still have to ask for things that you don't want to do, and you still have to figure out how to fix things by yourself, which is all good and fine, and I'm happy to do that. But it gets to a point where, like, can somebody just do this one thing for me? Like, can somebody just take one thing and help me? Can you just do one of the things that I need to do? Can someone just help me, please? But no, it's all on me. I'll get through it. I think I'm at the point where I'm just trusting that I thought everything through okay. 4 years now. I literally just said goodbye to my parents. I am at the end of my street. I am driving a bus. And I'm half pretending that it's not really happening. But, yeah. One girl, one green bus, and 2 geckos. What could go wrong? Well, I made it. It's really weird to just, like, I don't know, be home. Like, immediately. The bus definitely has some smells, but I have a feeling like it's just stuff getting burnt off because all the fluids were topped up. So I have a feeling it's just that. I don't think it's leaking, but I'll go under and check in a little bit. Otherwise it handled really well. I think everything in here handled well too. It wasn't too loud. As you can see, I'm actually at just like on private property. How am I gonna describe this? What I'm trying not to say here very awkwardly is that I'm actually at one of my boyfriend's houses. To clarify, my boyfriend has multiple properties, not that I have multiple boyfriends. Okay. He renovates and flips houses, and so this is one of them that he owns that he bought close to me. No one was there, so that's where I was staying, and I was extremely awkward and uncomfortable. I don't know why, but I didn't want to say that, but that's what it is, and it's fine, so here you go, that's where I was. Okay, moving on. So that's cool. It's a good first step. And yeah, I've been here many times, so the drive was easy because I knew how to get here, and that was good. I think it's a good first step. It feels very strange. I can't like tell, like I'm definitely on an angle. It's not gonna be super even or anything, but I don't think it's a terrible angle, and I think I'm angled this way instead of that way, so the way that my bed is set up, it means my head can be at the headboard side, because I think we're tilted this way. Slightly. I like somewhat wish that I had like a ping pong ball or something to like roll around just for fun to test, but hey, maybe that'll be a future purchase, I'm not sure. It's dinner time, and my plan was to make dinner when I got here. I like have all my groceries and stuff. It's been such a chaotic emotional day that I don't really feel like eating. So I'm not really sure what to do now. I should maybe drink some water and just kind of hang out for a bit. I actually have no idea what to do, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I guess I'll just like sit on my couch and just like hang out. I'm gonna do a walk and check that everything's kind of fine, but everything looks okay so far. Yeah, this is pretty wild. I can't believe I'm actually gonna live in here now. I forgot my wallet. You're literally joking. You're actually joking. You're joking. So, I'm going home tomorrow.
Are there signs of neglect around the house?
I don't see any.
Tough comes to mind. Has your parent suffered a recent physical setback?
This isn't a cane, it's a weapon. Have you noticed changes in your...
Oh, my nose is just showing.
Does your...
I just spent like 2 hours on the phone catching up with a friend, which was super unexpected but so nice, and now I am just starting to get ready for bed. And I've got my little colored lights on, and it feels really cozy and really homey in here. I will probably see you guys in the morning or sometime tomorrow. Good night. The time has come where I get to make my first cup of coffee in here. I'm so excited. That was a pretty good first sleep, to be honest. I left this vent open so the light came through in the morning, which was fine. Everything else was pretty much blacked out though, so it was quite nice. And yeah, I had some weird dreams, but honestly I did sleep, and it was kind of nice. It's nice to hear the birds in the morning too. I found this pot at a thrift store outside of our cottage, and I bought it I think after I owned the bus, but it's been probably close to 2 years now when I found that. And I remember, oh, same with those wooden knives. I bought these at the same time, and I remember specifically buying them and being like, this will be so cool to like have on my tiny stove, because I just love the look of this pot so much, and it's so like, I don't know, rustic and kind of like just dented, and it has this little screw top. I don't know, just everything about it. And now here I am actually doing it. It's really cool. Little bit of an update. My wallet was secured and we are over halfway done my first work day here. Yeah, this is to mark the first electrical shock that I gave myself of this whole process, which is kind of a good thing that, you know, it only happened now, but also oops. At least that means I have power now to this outlet, which I didn't have power to before, so I think I fixed it, but oh dearsy, oh dearsy, oh dearsy. Just been out on this walk, and I passed a marina back there, and it was so cute to see people living on their boats, because now I'm kind of like that. So it was really fun just to hear like music playing and seeing all the boats plugged in, and yeah, it was really cool. I feel like it has like a bit of a different meaning now when you see people like living alternatively, because technically now I'm doing it for real too. I have to admit, using brand new knives, so fun.
Yeah, it turns out that workshops are mandatory. And a red for string your careful. If I were to break it down there, I would look.
I'm still debating what the heck I'm gonna do for storage, but I think the easiest thing in terms of like building and also just what makes the most sense is to remove the cushions and then have like the sheet of plywood that's gonna act as the base of the couch just hinge up, potentially remove, and then literally just have like whatever stored in there with the base sections in like bins or kind of whatever I need. And I think that will probably make the most sense. I'll probably do it in like So I drove probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours this morning, set up for work in this little small town. I do have a leak. I don't know what it is, so I just called the shop quickly, and I'm gonna take it in this afternoon and just hope that they can take a look at it. I'm not really sure what's gonna happen, but yeah, we'll see. Oh my god, I've never been so wet. Just absolutely dripping. It's pouring so bad outside, and I just got gas and I'm covered, absolutely soaked. But the good thing is, I drive my house, so I can just real quick change and not sit in wet clothes. Oh my god, I'm dripping. Recap of day 1, 2, day 2, shall we? I'm tired. Okay. I feel like a lot happened today. So I woke up, packed up from where I was staying, and got the bus ready to move, and then drove for I think an hour and a half to 2 hours before work to just kind of like a small town. Stayed there at like a community center for the morning, did some meetings, and the bus was leaking, so I called a shop, and then in the afternoon went to the shop, got them to look at the bus. They fixed basically just a radiator hose. He essentially just bypassed the coolant line instead of like fixing the whole thing, which was nice of him because it was leaking, and now it's not leaking, and now my transmission should hopefully be fine too, and I got topped up on fluids, so that should be all good. It still kind of smells like oil. I don't know, one step at a time. So we did that, which was great. I worked in here as I was at the shop. I didn't have to sleep at the shop overnight because I thought that might have been a possibility, so that's good. And then after that, I drove like 3.5 to 4 hours. Has it been that long? Holy. To get to the next, not the next town, but the town closest to the provincial park that I'm in for the weekend. I do not have a campsite there. I'm visiting with a friend. We have no idea and no plans for this weekend, but it's her birthday weekend and we're visiting here together. So I drove all the way up here, which was tiring. I'm really tired. Oh no, wait, there's so much more that happened in between. Okay, then I got soaked by that rainstorm on the way up here getting gas. I pulled in perfectly though. I'm very proud of myself. But it was like torrential raining. So I ran inside, got absolutely drenched, and then just like made myself at home, like at the gas station, just like changed really quick, got back in my driver's seat, got some snacks. And then as I was leaving the gas station, some car like completely backed up almost to hitting me. Like, I'm a large green bus. How are you almost hitting me? So I literally had to slam on my horn. Yeah, I'm getting better at maneuvering the vehicle. That's for sure. It's been a lot today, but not in a bad way. Like, I felt pretty comfortable. Pretty well expected. I'm now currently outside of Home Depot. I think I should try and like make dinner here and stuff and clean up, and then I might stay at the Walmart across the street tonight. So yeah, I'm hoping some other RVs show up at that Walmart first before me, but we'll see. And yeah, hopefully that should be fine. Kind of an eventful day, but yeah, it's good. I wanted more eventful things in my life, which is why I chose this lifestyle. But yeah, I'm getting really good at feeling like at home so far. Again, it hasn't been very long, so we'll see. But yeah, that's my recap of day 2. A little bit wild, a little bit crazy, a little bit of everything, honestly. But here we are. We will see what the next couple days brings. I think that's the end of this video though, so I'm gonna say thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Just remember that every adventure is worthwhile. Keep sharing those stories. Bye.